Good morning, people.
That seems excessively loud.
I just
Excessively.
landed in your town.
Welcome back. If you've been here before, if you're new, this is
Hashtag Just Sayin.
And now you know.
The podcast.
It is, yes. And while we're prostituting ourselves, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and it will let you know when we upload new stuff.
That's right.
You can watch the first 40 on the YouTubes. Listen, we're streaming things. You can check out the pre-show banter and Trivia Tuesday on TikTok. That's at hashtag Just Sayin. That's all one word. You got to spell it all out.
That's right.
Prostitution complete.
Don't be lazy.
Don't be lazy. We are, as they say, one man down.
Yes. Hi, Sean.
Oh, the earphones laying on the desk like that just give it a hint of sadness. Sean is
His
packing.
Bucket of fun.
Bucket of fun, indeed. I wish I had a bucket of fun. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Sean is packing up, so he will have boxes of fun.
Oh.
Yes.
Are you all packed up?
I am. Yeah. I'm. As of tomorrow, I am away on vacation, so there will be no show next week.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Kara, where are you going?
I'm going to England. I will be in the north of England.
North of England.
I'll be in north of England.
Where's the plane land? Like what town? Like what?
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
Scotland.
Scotland.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
So, it was not Scottish, it's crap. Welcome to Scottsville.
My problem is that every time I hear a Scottish accent, all I think about is Groundskeeper Willie.
Yeah.
So don't be reading my mind between 4 and 5. It's Willie's time. So
Excited?
I am
Yeah.
to a degree.
Okay.
I'm not.
Now you get the car booked, you get the hotel booked, you
Yes.
know, ready to go.
Yes.
Now, do you like change your money over to their currency?
Yeah, they
Pounds and quid?
Yeah, they it's the same thing.
25 quid.
A quid's a pound.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's just different words, like how we say dollars and bucks and I say pound, quid.
We call French fries chips. Fish and chips. I have some fish and chips.
They do, yeah, they have fish and chips.
Yeah.
I don't have to, because a lot of places are just cashless.
Yeah.
So I think I can get away with using my card. And
Yeah.
I was there like 3 years ago,
Yeah.
and I still have cash from the last time I was there.
Oh, nice.
So I have, I don't know, maybe £100 in money.
There you go.
Which would probably, in American money, would probably be about $70. Yeah.
I can go out to dinner once. Nowadays.
The
Now, the places you're like, we gotta go while I'm here.
I want to see. There's a city we're going to be about an hour away from. It's called York.
York.
Contrary to what Jay believes, they did not invent the peppermint patty. Every time I say the name, he's like, "Oops, sorry." Every time I say the name, he's like, "The peppermint patty people." They did not invent the peppermint patty, but they did invent the Kit Kat.
Really?
Yes. So it's, but that's
Give
not why.
me a break.
That's not why I want to go.
There's so many flavors of Kit Kat now. Like
there are.
it's like, damn.
It's gotten a. They're treading the Oreo path where they're
Yes.
just like whatever flavor we can finagle.
I found the Coke flavors.
Oh, have you? I
bought
found
it.
them too.
It's at Walmart. I bought them.
I
I haven't tried them, but I bought them.
I bought a package as well.
Yeah. And I found the Oreo flavored Coke.
Yeah, I have
But it's
not.
zero sugar, so it's probably like got like stuff in it that you probably can't have.
I would only be able to have a taste of it. I couldn't
That's
drink
fine.
the entire
Yeah.
thing.
That's fine.
Because
Next time we'll have show and tell.
because I like my health.
Yes.
And
We will have a show and tell.
yeah,
fun.
that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
The only
Walmart has it.
I found my stuff at Walgreens.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah.
All that.
Yeah,
It's making its way.
I went in there and they didn't have Pete or anything.
Now, doesn't Walmart own Walgreens? No.
No, that's two separate
I
entities.
thought
I
they were
believe.
like
Just
a subsidiary.
Just because they have Wall.
No, I thought it's like we're gonna call this one Walmart. We'll call that one Walgreens. I don't know.
They must be related. It's a
Yeah.
conspiracy. The only thing I'm nervous about is the driving.
Aspect, yeah.
We rented a car, and that's going to be interesting. Well, they drive on the opposite side of the road.
Yeah.
As many people know. And I have an international driving permit,
Okay.
and I have a book because their road signs are really wonky.
Now, does the permit expire?
It does, but it expires in like 4 years. Yeah. And their road signs are kind of different, so I'm trying to.
Really? Such as?
Yeah, like a.
Give
well,
an example.
Well,
Yeah,
like
stop
a
signs.
like a do not enter. We would just have a sign that says do not enter, and theirs is like a big X.
Don't fucking
Like,
enter.
don't even think about it. Don't even think about it.
Yeah.
And they have these zigzag lines on the ground, and that designates that there's a upcoming what they call a zebra crossing.
Zebra.
A zebra crossing. That's
Like
those,
the animal?
Well, we would just call it a crosswalk here.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. I'm like,
No, in the UK they just have wild zebras
I know.
running around.
What are you in
the
Australia?
street.
There's zebras everywhere.
I'll be in the outback for a week.
With my didgeridoo.
So,
So you're gonna go to York. What's in York
York is, and it's a shame that Sean's not
besides Kit Kat bars?
here. I'm not in it for the Kit Kats. But York is supposedly the if not one of the most haunted cities
Ooh,
in Europe.
is it?
Yes, and they kind of have like embraced that title. And
We're proud of it.
yeah, they are. And like around the city, they've hidden all of these like little ghost statues and stuff. Like if you going about the city, you can find them all. I'm probably not gonna. I just want to see the city.
Let's take a picture of it. I found it.
I found all 10. I think there's 10. I assume.
There was a show on Netflix, like The Haunting of Hill House,
Yeah.
and like in the show were hidden ghosts.
Oh, really?
But like you miss them because like you're watching the show,
Right.
you know. But you miss the ghosts. You get like rewatch it to find like the hidden ghosts.
There's a show I love that just ended a couple months ago called Inside Number 9.
Yes.
And in every
Your favorite show?
episode, yes, sir. And in every episode, they hide a hair, like a little rabbit, like a little hair. And there's the
Okay.
little hair statue is hidden somewhere.
Like
in
a
the
porcelain
episode.
statue.
Huh?
Like a porcelain statue. Or
It looks like a bronze kind of statue. It's like yay big, maybe
in
3,
each
4.
episode or in each scene.
It's in every episode.
Oh, okay.
It's hidden somewhere, and they get really like tricky with they fool you. They get really tricky with how they do it. Sometimes it's like a fleeting glimpse, and you're like, oh, I think I saw it.
Okay.
But
Nice. Interactive show.
yeah, and that's really the only thing on my agenda.
Yeah.
This trip was originally supposed to be because we were in the process of buying a property over there,
Mm-hmm.
and then the sale went south,
Oh.
and so the trip was supposed to be us going over and setting up the property.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like that's obviously not happening, but we set up like 3 or 4 viewings for other properties
Oh, okay.
that I don't know. We'll see.
Get some cottage pie.
It has to be cottage pie because the shepherd's pie has a lamb in it, I
Yeah.
think. They make it with lamb.
Traditional.
Yeah. I've had cottage pie before. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's just like a beef pie with potato on top of it, mashed potato.
So like a pot pie.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Chicken pot pie without the chicken. It's my pot pie.
Pah.
Yes.
Guess what I saw this week? I was going to save this, but we'll just get into it.
What did you see?
I saw that McMahon documentary
Oh,
on
did
Netflix.
you?
Yes, I did, sir.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yes, I
Yeah,
did.
I know it came out
Oh.
Wednesday. Now is it like a series? Episodical?
It is episodic. It is about, if I had to render a guess, at least 6 episodes.
Okay.
And they kind of break up his career life / in the
70s,
process
80s, 90s.
in the process of the 6 episodes. I will say that if you are like a wrestling fan, like
I am.
could you like I was actually just gonna use Sean as an example, but
He's the biggest fan out of all of us.
out of all of us,
He knows,
yes.
like,
Yeah, he can
give
recite.
him, like, a wrestling trivia, he would dominate.
Well, we don't do the wrestling trivia on the Trivia Tuesdays
I know.
because I would lose.
Yeah.
I will say that if you're a wrestling fan, you're probably not going to learn anything new
Right.
from it.
Now they
but-
interviewed, like, everybody?
Not everybody.
Okay.
So you get who did they interview? Cody Rhodes,
Okay.
Mark Calloway or whatever. It's the Undertaker.
yeah.
Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's in it a good chunk.
Yeah. He was the original.
Bret Hart.
Really?
Yeah.
Old Bret Hart. Gray hair Bret Hart.
The gray-haired Bret Hart. Yeah. I will say that
He still hates freaking Goldberg. Like, Goldberg.
they had a whole thing, did they?
Yeah, because like they're in a match and like Bret got hurt
Oh.
and like because Goldberg he was very like he didn't know how to wrestle good. Like he knew how to wrestle, but he knew how to wrestle without hurting somebody. You know what I mean? Like he knew how to pick you up and like
this
he knew how to
well.
like kick your ass, but like he wasn't like because there's a way to wrestle without hurting your opponent.
Right.
And like he hurt him, and like
Excuse me.
and like Bret Hart's like he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. You know, he's
Yeah.
you know. Anyways.
Stone Cold.
Okay.
Stone Cold's in it a little bit.
All right. Rock.
The Rock's really. They talked to him a little.
No comment.
A little bit near the end of it.
All right.
So I mean, like if you would be watching it for Stone Cold or for The Rock, you'd be wasting your time because they're not in it a whole hell of a lot.
Triple H and Stephanie.
Oh yeah. Triple H is in it a little bit. And Stephanie, well, that's my front door that I didn't silence, but I am now. And Shane,
Yeah, the son.
Shane, yeah, his
Shane
son.
McMahon. Come the money.
What was her name? Trish.
Trish Stratus?
Yeah, they talked to Trish for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
Very odd.
It was kind of odd.
Now is Vince in it or is like
He's in it up until like the 6th episode.
yeah.
Because it was I don't know how many people know this, but he had like sex trafficking allegations against him and all kinds of nasty stuff.
Yeah.
And by the time they were going to make the 6th episode, those allegations were coming out.
Okay.
And so he decided at that point that he didn't want to participate in this because
Smart man.
I don't know if it was his lawyer's decision or if he just said, I don't want to, you're probably going to want to talk to me about this and I don't want to talk about it kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that's, so the whole episode, last episode, he's not really in it. He's in it at the beginning and then this thing comes up on the screen like,
He declined.
these allegations and this is the last time that we speak to him. And it's like, ooh, dear.
Damn. Now, how long is each episode?
Under an hour.
Okay.
Under an hour. You're talking between 45 and 50
Bust it out
minutes.
in an afternoon.
I mean, if you have a whole afternoon to kill, I guess maybe. I mean,
Well, on Sunday.
I started watching it. What's today? Friday.
It is.
I started watching it Wednesday night because Jay was working overnight Wednesday night.
Oh.
And I was like, What
Poor
can I
Jay.
watch? What can I watch that he's not really into?
Anything. Star
No.
Wars.
Yeah. I don't watch Star Wars that much. It doesn't really come up.
Right.
But I thought he doesn't really like wrestling, and he wouldn't know. I'd probably have to explain a lot if we watched it together. So I was like, I'll just watch it without him.
Right.
So I watched it, and I got maybe halfway through it. I got at least 3 episodes in before I had to go to bed,
Right.
and then I just watched the remaining 3 while I was working.
Working hard, Tara.
Well, I mean, you don't necessarily really need to watch because they I don't need to see old match footage. I've already seen it, But I mean, there were some things that were interesting,
Okay.
and like I didn't know,
I'll check it out.
I didn't know how he grew up and all that stuff, and
Did he grow up in Connecticut?
uh,
Hartford, Connecticut? Because that's where the headquarters is. And
honestly, I don't remember where he grew up. I'm sure they say, but I just don't remember. Like
well,
he.
just wrestling his whole life. Like his
It-
dad was into it,
yeah.
his grandma.
Apparently, like his dad was gone, like 90% of his childhood. Like he never
Right.
saw him,
Yeah.
and he actually had a stepdad who I guess was kind of
Oh.
mean to him.
Oh.
Yeah, and it snowballs from there.
Now, was he an addict?
Is Vince an addict?
Yeah, like I dabbled in drugs and alcohol. And,
When the steroid thing came up, which was a big thing, I think, in the early 90s.
right.
uh,
Substance abuse.
Yeah, he got in a lot of trouble for that. And I think he admitted to taking it occasionally.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Allegedly.
Yeah, it was.
Supposedly.
It was mostly like the doctor who was on the hook for that.
Ah.
Yeah, it got. I was like, ooh, geez. What else do they? Then they cover like. The funny thing is like there's at least 2 or 3 episodes that are dedicated to like when WCW was on at the same time, and they had
Right,
like
the
that
wars.
whole
Monday Night Wars.
So there were a lot of things going on like over there. I didn't know
bought
that.
my competition.
I didn't know that Eric Bischoff, the guy who ran WCW, had actually applied, like tried to get a job at WWF.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't
Same
get.
thing with
He didn't get the gig.
the ECW guy, Paul Heyman.
Oh yeah. They talked to Paul Heyman quite a bit.
Yeah.
He's in it too, and a couple other like producing behind the scenes guys.
Probably Bruce Pritchard.
Yes. How did you? Wow.
Because he like
How did you know
in the WWE biography, he's always like Bruce Pritchard. And,
Oh.
Because he's like
All right.
behind the scenes guy. He was something Love, Dr. Love or
Brother Love?
Brother Love. That was
Was
Bruce,
he?
Bruce Pritchard.
What
A long
the?
time ago.
What?
I was like, I think that looks familiar. That's
Get out of town.
Brother Love.
They didn't bring that up?
Yeah.
That was never brought up.
Very obscure characters.
So they deal with like in a couple episodes they deal with like some of the talent going from one to the other. And
Yeah. They talk about the Toronto screw job.
Yeah.
Oh, Montreal screw
Montreal,
job.
yeah. I didn't. You know who was Triple H was in on that? I never knew that.
He was in on it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He knew it was going to happen. He knew all of it.
Really?
Yeah, I never knew that. I thought it
Shawn
was.
Michaels in on it too?
Yes, he
Oh,
was.
Damn. But
And
I mean,
it
they
was-
made up, Shawn and Brett. Like years later, they've
Yeah.
they're friends now, but like it's
You know
still
what?
like
They-
is what it is.
They do talk to Shawn Michaels a little bit,
Yeah.
and I mean, even he admits that he was like a jerk back then,
Oh yeah.
and he's like, I think I
That's
probably
what
would
drugs
have.
do to you.
Yeah.
They bring out the real you.
Yeah.
Cocaine brings out the real you.
Woo.
What if you're a dick? You're a super dick.
Yeah. He admits that. He's like, I was awful.
I remember saying Undertaker was talking to me. He's like, Shawn was a different person back then. He's changed now, but
Yeah. So it's like it was good. They talk about that, and then
nice. I'll
they
check it out.
do talk about Owen Hart dying
Yeah.
and the whole
On screen. Well, they
Yeah.
don't show it on, but
Well,
live audience. Like
what had happened? Because that's one of those weird things. What do they call that? The Mandela effect or something? When you're certain that you like witnessed something, but you never did.
Really?
Yeah, it's like people thinking that Ed McMahon did the Publishing Clearinghouse.
He did.
He didn't.
I remember the commercials.
He never did. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like people remember, they seem to think he did the commercials. Probably he didn't.
Oh.
He had nothing to do with that company, and yet he's tied to that company somehow. It's strange, and it's the same thing kind of with this, where it's like, because this is at a time where I used to watch the pay-per-views with Sean.
Right, me too.
Like every Sunday, not every Sunday,
Right, once a month.
Yeah, and I seem to remember like seeing it, like seeing him fall. But when he was descending,
the cameras cut.
They went to a blackout.
Yeah. And
then what was supposed to happen is they were cutting, and then they were going to cut to him in the ring.
Right.
But when they cut, he had already fallen. So it was like you didn't really see anything.
There's a delay on live events. And
yeah,
then
sometimes, yeah.
Jim Ross and the guy like our good friend,
Yeah, and then it was like they talked about how they had to like deal with that, and he was. What sucks is like they knew he was dead. Then,
right?
Like they tried to work on him in the ring, and he was already gone.
Right.
And
he fell like 20 feet or something like that, or
yeah,
30 or more.
Yeah, he fell from a really great height.
Under the concrete or something.
No, he fell in the middle of the ring.
Oh,
he hit the mat. Yeah, but it was just the impact.
There's probably footage of it. I don't want to.
Then they took him to the hospital, and they, what would you call that?
CPR.
Technically pronounced him there.
Oh, okay.
But he had already passed before they even got him there, and then JR and
Jerry the King Lawler.
Jerry Lawler had to come back, and they were like, "Yeah, we have to tell you this," and they're like, they didn't want people to like, because the weird thing. That's the other thing that they talk about is how he would do storylines and all these other things, and how he would design like a storyline and stuff.
Right.
Which is kind of interesting.
But was great.
They were afraid that people were going to think it was a story, that it was like fake.
Right.
And so they were trying really hard to like, this is not, we're not messing around with you. Something bad really happened.
Right.
And Vince.
Isn't there like a signal that they do, like when someone in the ring and they get hurt and they're like, do the extra like, this is not part of the show. We need.
Sean said, "Damn it, Sean! Sean would be the one to answer that." Yeah. I mean, I don't know about that.
There's a signal that they give to let you know, like, hey, this is.
There's a word too. There's a code word that they have.
Oklahoma.
Because I think they discussed it later on. But you know what was supposed to the thing I found out that when Kevin Nash and Scott Hall were leaving.
Right.
There was this thing like, because they like Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Triple H, Shawn Michaels.
They're all friends.
They're all friends. So on the last night that they were performing, they all kind of met in the ring and were like, "Hey," and they hugged and.
Yeah, someone videotaped it from the crowd.
Yeah, and Triple H got in a lot of trouble for that, and he was supposed to be, like on the track to like get a champion. Yeah, and Vince took it all away. Because of that.
Really?
Even though he told them that they could do that. It's like, what the hell?
Wow, hypocrite.
Yeah.
And now he's the COO. He's in charge of everything now, Triple H.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they kind of they kind of allude to like Shane being a little angry about that.
Really?
That's the vibe that I got from that.
Really?
That, Shane was like, what the hell?
This is my legacy.
Yeah. But going back to the other thing is like, because Vince took a lot of heat because they carried on with the pay-per-view after the thing with Owen. And, he's like, well, what was I supposed to do? He goes, and the audience didn't see it anyway. He's like, so why would I stop the show? And I'm like, on one hand, I can see like why you're like, all right, let's keep going. But on the other hand, it's like it does seem kind of callous. Like now you expect all these other guys to go out and perform when one of their friends just, you know,
True.
like psychologically that can't be very healthy.
Right.
Oh, and they did talk about, I think it's in like the 5th episode, they talk about Chris Benoit. I was like, oh, I was getting tense when they started. I was like, oh no!
They erased him from everything.
They did.
Yes.
And they had done, after they found out he died, they had done this like tribute to him.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and when
And
they
then-
rang the bell.
And it was like during the show, they were like, stuff was coming out about what happened.
Right.
And then they were like, oh no.
Whoops. Sorry.
Oh no. It's not good.
My bad.
But it was like I said, it was an interesting
Yeah, I'll check
documentary.
it out. Probably watch it on Sunday.
I don't have the kind of steel trap memory for it
Right.
that others have. So just as like a casual watcher, you know, I liked it. It was pretty good. I know he's pissed about it.
Really?
Yeah, which I don't understand why. Because
You agreed to do it.
Well, I mean, he agreed to do it, but I think there was nothing in it. I mean, a lot of it was common knowledge stuff. So I don't know what he's upset about.
Right.
I mean, there really wasn't anything like, oh, geez, like damning. So I don't know why he's upset.
Well.
But
What's the title of it? It's just Vince McMahon.
I think it's called Mr. McMahon. Yeah. Because then they spend like half the documentary comparing, you know, Vince to the character Mr. McMahon from the... Because they're two... Apparently they're two separate people, according to Vince, but according to other people who had to deal with him, they're not really that dissimilar.
He refers to himself in a third party.
Yeah.
The first person, The Rock.
Yeah, yeah.
Your name's
So-
Dwayne.
I got my light bar installed.
I saw that.
Switching gears.
Nice.
I'm very happy with it. I had to MacGyver the
Guyver?
brackets. Oh, I had to MacGyver the shit.
Now, is it a separate switch or like the same switch as the hood lights?
I got it to all run off the same switch
Oh, nice.
because I didn't want to deal with like separate switches for everything. So one switch controls it all.
Nice.
Yeah.
One click gets it quick.
One click gets it quick. I'm gonna write that down.
Yes.
But
Good title.
I
One
know.
click gets it quick.
But
See, we don't need shot. I'm kidding.
I purposely put because every time that it we're down a person, we struggle at the end. Like what did we say that we can use as? I got it now.
All right.
We've already got it.
We're good.
Let's say nothing else through the rest of the show. But I had to MacGyver it because the wind force was kind of blowing it back a little bit. So I had to create tension in the bracket
All right.
so that it would keep it straight.
How did you create tension?
I added a little rubber piece in the back.
All right. Like a
Yeah.
spacer.
Yeah, kind of.
Nice.
That's hey, science. I got it. I got it done. And we did it. But it was funny because we did it on Saturday and it was raining Saturday.
It was.
And I looked at Jay and I said, "You know what's funny?" And he said, "What?" And I said, "Every time we go to work on my lights, it's always in the rain."
Bug.
When we did the ditch lights on the hood,
Yeah.
it was raining. When I did the amber on the front bar, it had rained. I said it's
Slight
like every time it rains.
I see you got your new couches.
Yes.
Power recliner.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Yeah. Looks nice. They're comfy?
Yes.
Okay.
That
was a kerfuffle?
No, well, it's always a good kerfuffle,
All
right? So Okay. So I go to rent the truck, right? Because,
U-Haul.
well, I rented it through Home Depot.
Okay.
Home Depot.
Not a pickup truck, but like a box truck.
Yeah, it's like a box truck. It's essentially a U-Haul.
Okay.
Right?
Moving truck.
So, yeah. So I went to Home Depot to pick it up. Now, I had to go all the way, well, not all the way, but I had to go to the Plymouth location.
Okay.
Because it was the only location near me that had a truck available for that day.
Got it.
So I rent the truck. I go to pick it up. There's a whole, even though I had done it online and I provided them with everything, they still had to do all that stuff in store. So I was sitting there looking at her and I'm like, why did I bother to do this online? And she goes, well, we just need to verify everything. I'm like, but we did it online. So there was that. And I mean, that was taking way too long for my sense of, happiness.
Right.
So I was getting kind of aggravated. And finally, she's done with everything she's got to do. And she takes the keys and she goes, I'm going to bring it around for you. And I was like, great.
Nice.
So she goes out.
Door service.
Yeah. So she goes out and I see her walking around the truck. And then she gets in. And then she gets back out. And she's walking around the truck. I'm like, well, that can't be good. So she brings the truck up. She pulls it up. And she goes, so I go outside to meet her. And she hands me the keys. And she goes, I just want you to know that the tire pressure light is on.
Oh.
And I was like, what? And she goes, the tire pressure light is on. She goes, one of the tires has low pressure. And I said, I'm aware of what low pressure means in a tire. And I said, well, is it okay to drive? Like, how low are we talking? And she goes, well, where are you going? I said, I have to go to Seekonk and then back to my house and then
come back
here. So she goes, oh, I think you'll be fine.
You think?
I was like, you think?
You're driving a low tire. That could fuck up the tire.
I said, you think? I said, so let me see if I have this right. I was like, Seekonk to my house to here, but a mile more and I'd be screwed.
Don't stop at McDonald's.
No stopping. There's no stopping.
No detours.
No stopping. So then she looks at me and she's like, do you want a different truck? And I was like, you're the one with the attitude here. I was like, you came at me with the low pressure.
All right.
So I said, I'd like one with equal tire pressure and all tires, if possible. And then she goes, well, I can't really guarantee that. And I'm like, then this conversation is a waste of time.
Give me my money back.
We are wasting our time with this conversation. I said, you know what? It's fine. I'll take the low pressure vehicle. I said, but if I'm no pressure, you're going to get a phone call.
Right.
So she's like, okay. I mean, I got there. We got to Jay's uncle's house to pick up the couches. There's brand new couches. And I knew, and Nikki deserves, where can I get some applause for Nikki? Oh, boy. Oh, yes. I'm going to let it run, actually. I never do that. I'm going to let it run all the way.
All right.
Because poor Nikki, she was waiting for us at the house.
Yeah.
To help us move the things in.
Right.
And I felt, it's a very old house. It's from like 1893, right?
Damn.
Yeah. And I knew it wasn't going to be cut and dry. I knew it was going to be easy. Just given the nature of the house.
Right.
So, we get to
a lot of stairs?
No, not many.
Oh, okay, good.
I mean, it's thankfully, it's ground floor living room. You just have to get it out a doorway, make it an immediate right, and you're out the front door.
Nice.
And on the porch, and you only get 2 steps down, and you're on the ground.
The truck have ramps?
Huh?
The truck you rent have ramps?
Yes, okay. A little ramp.
Nice.
So Nikki's like, oh, this is going to be easy as hell. So she grabs an end.
Famous last word.
She grabs an end, Jay grabs an end. They get to the doorway. No way is it getting through the doorway.
Damn.
No way. So it's, and the back is kind of puffy.
Puffy?
So I was pushing on the puff.
Pushing on the puff?
I was pushing on the puff to try to get it out the door. That would also be a good title.
Yes, it would. Pushing on the puff.
Pushing on the puff to try to get out the door, and that just wasn't happening.
All right. Okay.
So then because they are electric recline.
Right.
Nikki they set it down and she kind of tips it back. so she can see underneath it. And she goes, we're going to have to take all these mechanisms off so that it's just the seat.
Right.
And then we can get it out the door. I'm like, oh, that sounds like a huge pain in the ass.
Sounds like work.
Because then you got to disassemble it. When you get it to where it's going, you got to reassemble it. And she goes, yeah, it's not going to be a problem. I'm like, oh, but it already is. Right? So she had tools with her, thank goodness.
Damn.
So she takes all
Jack of all trades.
she takes all the mechanism off. They get it out the door. Right? Well, once all the mechanisms are off, the seats actually split up into one separate seat. So, I mean, it was just like, bring out a chair, bring out a chair, bring out a chair.
Nice.
So she did that to both because it's 2 sofas. And the only thing I don't like is the fact that it makes my already small living room look even smaller.
No.
But I really like sitting. So I hated that other sofa we had. So I was like,
how many per recline? All 4?
The 2, so 4, yeah. There's 1 seat in the middle of 2 that doesn't recline.
Okay.
You can just sit. Just sit quietly. So
everyone else recline. You're like,
everybody else
you're like,
reclines and you
I
just
feel left out.
you can fake
I
it.
don't recline.
You're like, ooh.
Get like an ottoman and put my feet up. I recline now too.
You know what this needs? An ottoman.
That's right.
So they get all the mechanism off, they get it out, we get it in the truck, we bring it back to the house. We put the old sofa in the truck because that has its own little destination. And then we bring the new one in. And it took maybe excuse me, an hour and a half to put the seat, one set of seats together.
Damn.
Because it did not want to go back together the way that it was. Yeah.
No, I don't want to do it.
So I'm looking at the clock because I have to get the truck back by 5.
Okay.
And
What time
I
is it
have,
now?
well, now it's like 2:30.
Ooh.
But we have to get rid of the old sofa. Jay was donating the sofa to his work. So now I have to get to Abington.
Oh.
And then to Plymouth. Yeah, it's a whole thing. So so then Nikki goes, well, why don't you guys just go drop it off and then drop the truck off and then come back? She's like, I'll probably have this all done before you even get back.
Okay.
So I'm like, sweet. I was like, really? Because I'm not exceedingly helpful anyway. So she really didn't need me at all.
Yeah.
So we left.
Okay.
And we went to drop the truck off at his work. So I said, where are we bringing this truck? Because I never been to this particular work before. So he's like, you go around the building. So I drove around the building.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, we're dropping it off. I forget the word that he used. He's like, in the comm room or something. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
So he goes, drive around this thing. So I'm driving around the building and stuff. And he goes, okay, stop. He had me stop right in front of a storage container. Like one of those huge ass storage containers.
Yeah. Like a shipping container.
Yeah. And I was like, is this the comm room? He goes, yes, it is. I said, well, it looks like a storage container to me. And he goes, well, it is.
Converted it.
But it's a comm room. So he has his key, so he unlocks the thing. And now, as we're doing this, and it's raining, by the way, some guy comes out of nowhere in a truck with his company name on it. So I'm like, so I look over at Jay and I said, you might want to flash your badge. I said, otherwise this guy's going to think we're up to no good. So Jay kind of like...
Skulking around.
So Jay kind of does like a, hey, look at my badge. So the guy parks and he comes walking over.
Need some help?
He puts his coffee cup down and he goes, oh, you folks knew that he knew Jay. So he's like, hey, Jay, how you doing?
Hey.
And Jay knew him. Hi, Tom. How are you? So Tom says, do you need any help? And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to stop you from helping if you want to, because I have no upper body
Never
strength.
turn down a good help.
I'm not going to turn you down, Tom.
Sure.
You can have at it. So Jay, we had already moved one in, and the smaller part of the sofa in, so there was the bigger part left, and I was like, this is good timing, Tom. You can take care of that, the big ass thing. Get it in there.
Nice.
So we got it in there, and I flew to return the truck.
Yeah.
And and I made it on all the pressure, all the tire pressure. And when I returned it, I was like, I said, I hope she put a note in there or something. I said, because there was no pressure on this when I took it. I said, and I was going to put pressure in it. I said, but you were already making me put gas in it. I said, and I really didn't want you to get another $1 of my money. So
right.
no. So you got to put air in it now.
That's right.
Yeah. How was your week?
Not as exciting as that, damn. Jesus Christ. Wow.
Yeah.
I can't compete with that.
Well, you can try.
Let's see here. I watched the Penguin series.
Ah, how'd that go?
It's really good, but it's directly connected to the movie, so sorry.
So I'd have to watch the movie if I wanted to watch the series.
Yes.
All right. That's disappointing, but
it's really good. Yeah, it's only been one episode. Well, the new episode came out this week. We haven't seen it yet, but it was good. It's very violent.
Oh, well, that's not always a bad thing.
He drives around a purple Maserati.
Purple Maserati.
I was like, what is it?
That's not what I would think the Penguin would drive.
Right, it's like he's trying to be inconspicuous. It shouldn't be so.
What I would think the Penguin would drive.
Oh, rubber ducky, remember?
A rubber ducky. I don't know, like a 57 Chevy or something.
I don't know. It was good, though.
Something big. He looks like he needs a lot of room.
Yeah, big guy. And like I saw like behind the scenes of how like puts the makeup on and like the bodysuit and the fake nose and all that, you know. Yeah,
I heard he's not happy with like he doesn't really want to play the character forever because he's not happy with all the prosthetic work.
Yeah.
He's like, it looks good, but it's a lot of.
He like hobbles around because he's got a fucked up foot. And
yeah.
It's good though. It's on HBO Max or Max.
I still call it HBO Max too.
It's a weekly series.
Yeah.
So it's good. I enjoyed it.
Well, that's good.
So.
Oh, have you? No, you didn't. Did you end up seeing Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
Oh.
I saw that a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
It was good.
All right. I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it.
No.
If you do your little VPN.
I just haven't had the time. I've not had the time.
Well, they changed the release date for the Deadpool on streaming. Now it's October 1st now.
Oh, really?
So it comes out next week.
Oh, sweet.
A lot sooner.
I can watch it. Well, I'm happy to watch it again.
I think it's Max also because it's rated R. So I don't think Disney Plus is like. I don't think they show rated R movies.
No, not in the U.S. They don't. No. So hang on one second. Oh my goodness. Did we have a winner last week?
We did have a winner. Congratulations to Carrie.
Oh.
She guessed Blazing Saddles. And she hashtag Sean and she won his gift card.
So she gets how many?
4.
4 total gift cards.
4 gets $20.
I got to run out to the mailbox because I put in the wrong amount.
It's all right.
But if you want to be like Carrie,
yes,
all you have to do is on the next show that we do, which will not be next week, but the week after, I think.
You can do it on this one if you want, but I mean, we'll save it.
There's nothing. Well, there's no quote.
I know.
You would have to answer Joe's quote, and then you'd hashtag your name with hashtag Sean. You can even write SEEN.
Yes.
SEEN. Scene, my man.
Right.
And then you can win yourself some stuff.
Yeah, Dunkin' Donuts. No purchase necessary.
So thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time. Before I send it down the table, which is shorter.
Short table.
Here is your fun fact of the week.
Yes.
October 13th is Day for Failure in Finland. Finland created a new holiday to rethink and share failures, just like Valentine's Day. Since 2012, the day is being celebrated in 17 countries around the world.
What's it called? Failure Day?
Day for Failure, where you celebrate your failures.
Okay. Well then.
I had a week of failure, so I feel that.
Have a great weekend, and have a good everything.